Welcome to Map TV. Please do subscribe to our channel for more videos. Click on the bell button for notification.
On Sunday, July 15th, two President Association of Nigerian Executives, Reverend Samson Jonah and Reverend Isela Moji, were guests at Coza. During that meeting, Reverend Jonah stated, "I assure you that we are with you and will continue to be with you. We're in support of the church, we're in support of your pastor." On Monday, July 16th, CAN issued a statement disassociating itself from the two executives. As their unauthorized show of support for Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo was public, we are also expecting their sanctions to be made known. Please remember that this is not just about Busola's story. It's for the over 100 reports that were received that we're now dealing with. It is for the 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds that are being raped by father figures with enablers making excuses. It's for the women who are afraid to speak because they are afraid they will lose everything. It is for our unborn girls who deserve to live in this world without fear of what a loved one or a stranger might do to them. Let me end by saying this. Busola came forward and spoke not just for herself, but every woman who has been sexually abused by anyone of authority, first in the church and next in any position at all. She lent her voice as for voice and hope that by her sacrifice, other Nigerian women will find the courage to speak up, stand out, find justice, and be healed. She is a mother who has suffered cyberbullying and cruelty of the worst kind. She has lent her voice for the sake of Nigerian women. She has endured countless rumors being peddled against her. She is bearing this for the sake of Nigerian women. She has now been threatened while her children were 3 feet away. So, if a woman, a mother, a father, brother, or guardian of children, as good citizens of this great nation, and just as good humans worldwide, we did not from our church movement beg you not to allow Busola's sacrifice to go to waste.
My wife and I have called this press conference because as a man, I have done what I'm supposed to do. I stood by my wife when she decided to go public with her truth. It was not an easy decision. For a while I was thinking, Timi, this thing is your wife, or this is your wife with kids, and it probably never be the same again. I was thinking of, Timi, your love songs, your career, like what next for you? I gave it a hard thought, but in all honesty, I was raised differently. As a child, I grew up with my grandmother. You tell the truth. Even if the whole world thinks it's a lie, the truth is truth. There's nothing that can change the truth. Just because everybody thinks the truth is a lie, doesn't make the truth a lie. So I looked at my wife and I said, baby, she always wanted to tell me, sometimes she would say, baby, I have some things to tell you. She would start, and I would look at it and say, she would burst into tears, and I would say, okay, when you feel like we're not in a hurry, you can tell me what you want to tell me. So she told me in detail what happened to her, and I said, she told me last year, if some of you can remember that last year I actually posted it and said, man, this place we call church is supposed to be a safe place. All my life I've been a church boy. I've trekked miles for choir practice for Tuesday. I've gone to then it wasn't midweek service. We never used to call it midweek service. It was Bible study. It was Bible study, sang in choirs, sang in churches, but I've never been a music director. I've just sang. I grew up with my grandmother, and the virtue she instilled in me is, say your truth. Say your truth how only you can, because nobody might understand it like you do. And as a father, I could have not foreseen these events of yesterday, even as an attempt to I was in my house peacefully, I was watching the golf, and all of a sudden somebody was pressing the bell non-stop. And when she entered the compound, I just saw that 2 people followed her into the compound. There's a bus that just blocked her gate and all that. And it was in panic that the first thing that came to my mind, let me just record this thing and say, because I don't know who they were. They were not on uniforms. They were not people that normally, when the police is coming, they probably come with a police van, not tinted and all that. So I said, let me just put it online so people know that this kind of thing is happening. If they're coming to carry us or something like that. It was out of fear that I put that out. I have this I don't think I grew up in a house where there are men. My grandmother's house was anybody could come, my aunties, my cousins, they were basically women. So I basically know how a woman wants to approach her matter. When she sat me down and told me her truth, I told her, you can tell your truth. Whether the world accepts it or they don't. It's your truth, it's your pain. At least at some point. You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the girl that for the girl that goes to church and feels that this is the only safe place for me. I have 2 daughters. I want to be able to drop them in church without the fear of me coming back and it's no longer the same for them. We have been followed home. Our homes have been watched. People are standing in the corners, pointing fingers. We are unable to do our work. Our children have had to explain. We have had to explain to our children several times why they cannot go outside anymore to play. And that is, I've always loved freedom. I used to go outside. I used to trek from my house to the junction and buy suya, buy bread and all that. I've always loved my freedom. There's nothing. I'm a person that believes that there's nothing as unserious as life. And also there's nothing as, you cannot just take life. Nobody wants to kill anybody. I'm that guy, like, hey, from the gatesman to the conductor to the mega to the security man, we're guys. I'm just privileged to be a musician in people's faces. There's a big difference. As a father and the protector of my home, under God, I have decided to come out and speak publicly against this harassment, bullying and maliciousness we have received as law-abiding citizens of Nigeria. Because of my wife decided to speak her truth, and I decided to trust her, and I believe her, and stand by her. I will never leave her side, and I will do my best to protect her. However, the good people of Nigeria who have shown us so much love deserve to know what is happening. On behalf of my family, I would like to share a few highlights, especially about the attempt yesterday to abduct my wife, or probably me if I was downstairs. Because the people that came to our house, nobody comes to drop letter with guns. I was afraid for my life. I was afraid. First thing I told my children is to off the television and just go to your room and lock the door. The letters to the policemen said they had heard us speaking to the lawyer before presenting, we noted that the letter was dated Thursday 18th. Why were they delivering on the letter on Saturday, plus a bus full of armed men and a car trailing with my wife, taking my wife into the estate? Why did they not deliver the letter and leave when neither myself nor my wife was present? Why did they have to step into the house and told my wife to come, that there are guys in the car and they want to speak with her? The letter made no reference to any case, no matter. It states that we are being investigated for a case of falsehood and mischief. 2 offenses that are not known like a crime in Nigeria. In the police press release yesterday, they claim a police invitation letter, a polite investigative tool used in eliciting information voluntarily from parties in aiding the police investigation. If they were just delivering a letter, the manner in which they intentionally tried to instill fear, intimidate us with guns, and insist on us coming to their boss was neither polite nor trustworthy. How is the police pursuing the justice with Fato Ibo, who is the accused in my wife's matter, is not being treated in this manner, but the authorities are expected to pursue justice, are attempting to remit myself and my wife. Our children are at home. They could have been outside running to meet their mother, seeing people with guns. We acknowledge the efforts of the Nigerian police, that our confidence in their impartiality and professionalism and good sense in this case will not be shaken. Lastly, I'm very grateful. I've seen a lot of bad stuff on the ground. I've seen a lot of things online to discourage me, to make me feel like, Timi, you have taken. I don't know how you're going to recover, but that is not what this is all about. This is not all about us. This is not all about me and Busola. This is about truth. Anybody can decide to tell their truth whenever they want to tell it. It is when you have the strength to tell it that you tell it. It doesn't depend on how somebody else is feeling. For a long time, my wife was trying to tell me. Every once in a while, she would break down and say, I would say, okay, tell me what you want to tell me. I would not love my wife less. Rape is not an adjective. It doesn't define anybody. The person that got robbed, you don't point at the person and say, see, this one they robbed Jumoke or they robbed. No, rape is not an adjective. It doesn't define anybody. We will not be intimidated. We are raised differently. We're after truth. We're not fighting church. We're not fighting the Christendom. It is not about Khan. It's not about PFN. It's about truth. It's about our children that will drop in church one day in children department, and you will come back and pick them at 12. And you want to be sure that it's the same way you left them, that's the same way you pick them. Sorry is not a verb. It doesn't fix the broken women in their husband's house that cannot come out and tell their husbands, because people will not look at them the same way. It is our fault that we have created a society where somebody that is hurt cannot come out and say their truth. It's our fault where a 10-year-old child, that something bad had happened. I heard of a story that her mother beat her up because she said, uncle was touching me funny. It's a society where we have found ourselves. Just because you don't like the truth doesn't make the truth a lie. God bless you all.